tonight's Hangout in the Crib. As you can see, I'm joined by the lovely BP Professor and Burnin Wolf as well. Myself first.
Evening.
Didn't know.
Hey,
Tonight
we
we are going to be talking about the November work in progress and a few bits about some armadas and stuff like that. So, should we crack straight on?
sure. I might want to comment that if there's a group of 3 people and I'm considered the loveliest, you guys we're in trouble. So
I just didn't want to distract him, that's all.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, let's talk about the whip and what other random stuff we got to talk about. So we'll start, as always, with our bug fixes and changes and schedules and all that good, exciting stuff. So a few changes in the release this week. They added the heat map for turret DPS. They added the ship skin inventory, so you can change your ship skins instantly. And then they did a better job with player view preferences. So when you zoom in and close your little HUD bits and bobs, it's supposed to remember that. We'll talk a little more about those first 2 things. And then a couple bug fixes. This first one I ran into during the raid. Limited weapon would be shown as unavailable when using your last one. This happens when you're trying to add like more gales when you've already got some mounted or something like that. That's when I ran into it.
Can I just? Is it a rare case because it's rare that people have actually got any?
Well,
How they class it as rare? Because it's quite a widespread problem. People have actually got them.
yeah. So yeah, and then fixed an issue that could result in NPC ships incorrectly firing to their remote targeting range at the beginning of base invasion. So, and I think we all saw that. We talked about it last week, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a comment that we made about moving your dock because it seemed to want to target your dock straight away or something near the centre of your base
Yep.
from the
Yep.
entrance, didn't it? So.
It never hit my dock, it just went for the launch pad every single time.
Oh no! See, I had it even worse because of where my dock's positioned. It's unsnipeable, but because of the line that it followed, it took my dock out and then my launch pad. So I got double whacked by it. So I was pissed right off. After the first time it happened, I moved it very quickly.
Yeah, they didn't hit my dock, but I did do Dragon Strike this morning and yesterday, and they did fix it. So, yep. All right. Schedule's a little light this week or this month, and we'll get to the reason why a little later. But the next raid, their 50th anniversary revenge raid. It's the 50th raid. Starts November 12th. And we talked about last week what we knew about the format with the Draconians and the world map targets. I'm sure we'll know a lot more next week before the raid. Sector Threat Orange is going to be available November 17th. So we'll see if they ramp up the difficulty even more than on those 75s. New Tech in the Forsaken mission, November 18th. That'll be the first mission after the raid where it usually comes out. And they didn't give us any names or any other sort of teaser on what's coming there. And then IRFs are coming out November 19th. And they didn't give us any specifics on if any other targets like those really, really awesome Reaver assault bases that we had last month.
One thing that was commented on the forum was that it was commented that there is no plans to put them in there, but there is also, they're not saying that they'll never be back. So it's kind of, they don't really know, really, themselves.
Yeah. People liked it. I didn't hear. I didn't hear.
Loads.
Yeah, yeah.
Loads of people were happy, and they were happy spending, and that's what you want Kickstarter. You don't want people to feel, that they are forced to spend. You want to have those things in your game that people would quite willingly spend on. So,
Right.
and that's one of those things.
Absolutely right. All right. So, a Halloween fat. I just thought we could talk. It was sort of the optional fat because the top prizes were skins. As usual, there are a few people who didn't realize that a skin meant skin, not blueprint for the hull. But that's why you're supposed to watch shows like this or, pay attention. So what do you guys think? Did you do it?
Personally, no, I didn't take part in it at all. The skins don't really bother me too much. The ships do the same. What they look like.
I did take part, not because I wanted the skins, just because Ewok was ahead of me in the leaderboard, so I couldn't have that. So I ended up in second with just over 4,000 points and got all of the skins apart from the one that I actually thought was quite nice, which was the Hunter one. But yeah.
Yeah, I came in ninth.
Nice shape right next to it, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I came in ninth. I got 50 gold. I didn't spend anything, so I was pleased. And I put the rhino skin on. It's nice.
Yeah, I think I only spent probably about 50 gold. I got 50 gold back, so and it amused me for a few hours. I got some good head now as well.
Yeah.
Because those people that love to run away from me in subs and like to stack the subs as they surface, and then they get XL daisied and bye subs.
I thought. I think there were 0 subs that I fought this time.
I fought loads of them.
Huh. Most people, I think, caught on to the fleet I used last time, which was a Grim, a couple Templars, and an Aegis. So that's what I saw mostly.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I had. I had Grim with cryo depth charges, Aegis with B torps on, and and 3 Templars loaded with Arbalists, which was pretty good. It worked nicely, and I always kept those XL daisies for. I just have them lying about because I use them a lot anyway. And so yeah, I was quite lucky. I had probably about 10, 12 matches against people with subs that run away from me. So I was taking no damage and rocketing them and killing them. So it's good fun.
Nice. All right. Okay, so reskinning. I just made a couple pictures to walk you through the process in case you didn't know how to do it. So it's in your dock view. So you can see I've got one rhino that I already skinned with the nightshade. Got my other one I'm going to skin. So I select it, click the skin button. I can pick my skin, and boom, it's done. And I think this is really nice because I think it was just dumb that you usually had to just pay real money for a skin and then still had to find some time in your shipyard and spend an hour doing it. I mean, I wasn't going to buy a skin under those conditions, but I think you should just be able to switch them. So I like this change.
Yeah, it's cool. A lot of people ain't really into skins. Myself included. I'm not really a massive fan. I'd never really buy any. I got the Nightshade one. I put that on there because I like it. It looks cool. It's better than the original. But it's not something that I'm really interested in going out and spending money on, really.
Right.
But yeah, it's a great change for those of you that like, customizing your fleets a little bit.
Well, and even like if you know, when you get the retrofit and you cross R5 or R10, now it doesn't change your skin automatically. So, you
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
so this is a way to do that.
I did buy the Union Jack when it came out, and accidentally bought the American flag one first. So now I've got a Crusader.
USA,
That,
USA.
I've got like the Crusader with all three flags on it, just to show how much I screwed up.
Nice.
That's good. I like that.
And then,
There's 3 times of Patriot.
yeah, yeah. I just showed here that you also in your shipyard have this ship skin list, so you can see everything you have. I showed mine, and I decided to pick one of those god awful mastodon skins, just to so we all remember how awful that one was.
Oh, it's lovely. I really like it.
I put it on. I have two mastodons. One has fewer siege missiles on it, and I never want to use it, so I put this one on, so I never ever select it.
Because it looks disgusting.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
If I ever refit it to blades, I'll give it the normal skin again.
To be fair though, that's what I do. That's what most of my use with skins is for. Is just to fit. I have multiples of different ships, and I have different skins on different ones that I use for different things. Just so that they're easy to pick out of the dock and make a fleet up with.
Yeah.
It is quite good that they've changed it, and you can change them whenever you want now. So, good job, Kickside.
Agreed. Okay, and like her, now you can take care of your skins. Your skin. Okay? Okay. Had to work them in somewhere.
Yeah. You got it, isn't it? It's only right. We've started something. We've got to carry on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Level 75 Drac Armada. So this came out this week. It is much harder than the 60. I think everybody's pretty much in agreement there. Pays about 30,000 uranium. So it's twice as much as a 60, but again, a lot more than double the damage from everybody I've heard from, at least. You may be asking, how can these things do so much damage? Well, our buddies over at Dark Alliance did pull the data off this target, and so there's a Draconian Arbalest on all these ships, and its range is 110.2. Now, anybody who has tried one definitely realizes that their range is longer than anything we have, but now you know it is 110.2. Their damage is lower. It's only 400 with a 15% ballistic bypass. So it's about 1/3 the damage of our Arbalests, but it's a lot of them, and we know how deadly our Arbalests are. So all these ships with all these Arbalests can really mess you up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they move quicker than ours as well.
They are fast. We were chatting before the show about how I did try to attack one and stack up and say, well, I'll just keep moving sideways and outrun the Arbalests, and that did not work. That did not work well at all. So yeah, you gotta suck it up and try and spread out and.
Yeah, if you're gonna hit them, you want remote targeting ships, and you want high ballistic and evade each ship to do your spotting for you, and try and pick them off one by one. That will reduce your damage quite a lot. Don't try and fight them all at once because it hurts.
Yeah.
I just don't get the reason behind it. I mean, I know with the dredges, they put out the high level targets and the lower levels for making it easier for people because of the spawning. So if you're only on for a certain time of the day, you can quickly do a few of the high level ones and then get enough uranium. But with these Draconian Armadas spawning constantly, as long as you keep the bar up, then I don't really see a purpose for the 75s, especially with the damage you're taking with them.
Yeah, I have to 100% agree. I think the only time that possibly there is an option for it is if you run an irradiated cutthroat. But I don't even really see the point in having that crew anymore, especially not having it as a legendary crew,
Yeah.
because uranium's so easy to get now. It's
Right.
as long as you keep that bar up, and you can keep hitting dredges all day, basically, can't you? Whenever you want to. Even if the bar drops below, it only takes you half an hour to get with a few people or a few fleets out on auto to get the bar back up again. So I
Yeah.
don't see the point in wasting your time hitting the 75s when you can hit the 60s. Because for the amount of damage that you take, I mean, I've managed to get it down to about half of a frosty with my rhinos, but what's the point in having half a frosty's worth of damage when you can do it for free if you've got stick torps or Sharons on your
Yeah.
subs? It's pointless.
Yeah. And even I don't have scourge torps on subs, but my remote targeting fleet with my hunter, it takes maybe 10 minutes damage from a 60. So no reason to do this target. All right. The level change. There were a lot of people who posted something on some Facebook group over the last week saying, did anyone else get an email from Kixeye that their level's going to go up because an error? Yes, lots of people got that.
I believe we had about 70,000, I think they were saying on the forum.
I don't know.
70,000 active players that were affected by the level cock up. So I think that's what they said.
Yeah. So, and I think players in the 70s and 80s, most of the ones I heard of went up about 3 levels. That's what I did. I don't know about you guys.
I went up 2 levels.
Yeah, I went up from 97 to 98.8.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess when you're up there, I mean, I could care less, right? 83 to 86, I don't care. But a few people care. If you cross level 50, you care. Um, if you crossed one of the levels for the level locked targets, you might have cared, but this upcoming raid isn't level locked anyway. So that doesn't matter, at least in the near term. If you go up some levels, it means you'll have more campaigns available to you, maybe. And then levels matter for role assignments and alliances, but that's going away. So I didn't see this as a big deal. I just thought it was another screw up.
The only one I think it's just really going to affect is the guys that are level 48 going up to level 50 or 45 going up to level 50, how many they do jump, where they could still be trying to keep low so they can still build on their bases or build on their fleets preparing for it if they are.
It was very nice with them though. I didn't abuse too many, and the ones that I did abuse, I only sent 2 Reapers with scatterguns into their bases and wiped them.
Earth, you're so sweet.
Welcome to level 50, boys.
I'm going to send you headless bunnies. Yeah. So that's that. I don't think there's too much more to say here, is there?
Not really, I don't think.
All right. Turret heat map. It's a change, so we'll talk about it. I'm showing my base here, what it looks like, and obviously the brighter colors show the highest DPS. So you see that around my short-range turrets. Some pyroclasts and more pyroclasts and a couple gargoyles here. Make a nice hot zone. I was thinking this is kind of useful for seeing where holes are in your long range coverage. If you have some places around the edges, maybe here somebody could, if they're really thinking, could stay to the outside and take a lot less damage. But I I really wish that they would have done it a little better, because when I clicked on turret range, I ended up with this, and the heat map went away. And it would have
Yeah,
been really, really nice to be able to have the heat map and the turret circles. And there's just no reason there shouldn't be. Um,
yeah, it does suck a bit because you want to see what's doing the most of the DPS in there, really, don't you?
yeah,
By using the turret ranges, and then you know what you need to tweak in order to up the DPS.
right,
So
right,
they've kind of took a good idea and then implemented it in a way which doesn't really help us.
right, right. Because, really, I think that's the most challenging part of laying out a base, at least for me, is finding the right spots on the center island to put all my turrets so that they cover the channel, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that's what I find challenging in base design. Um, and it actually it makes it very difficult to just grab someone else's base design too, because you might have different center island turrets at different retrofit levels, so you might have a hole where somebody else is covered, and having those two things together would really be helpful.
Yeah, agreed. I 100% agree with that. This actual feature gave me my chuckle on the Battle Pirate script page of the week. Just get it up if I can find it. Someone's put a fantastic comment which did make me chuckle, saying, "This is it, Kixeye. We now do not need repair and build times addressed. The game is brilliant with this in it." I think it might have been a slightly sarcastic comment.
Perhaps a little sarcastic.
Just a tad, maybe.
Maybe, kinda.
It does seem that some of the things they do work on just seems a little less important than what the players feel they should be working on. I know build times and repair times are always going to be there, but there are quite a few things that people are asking for, and if this is stuff like this is going over the top of that, coming out before it, then it's sort of like, well, is this more important?
I did see a post on the forums, and I think it was a Doom Rooster comment that, well, the guy that did this just kind of knocked this out in his spare time, and we just thought it was useful, so we put it in there real quick. And so he was trying to say that it didn't take away from anything else, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is good. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to see it, but like you said, it could have been better if you incorporated the rings for the turret ranges. Would have been a lot better.
Yep.
You can see how it overlaid. But yeah, it's all right. It's one of those. I think, like on the BPC page, apart from the Kevin McGregor who said keep repair times exactly as they are now, this has fixed the game completely. Apart from that one, everybody else has put, but I still can't see my garden base planner or set waypoints for him.
Yep.
And I still can't see my base being hit if I'm not on. So
Yep.
it kind of doesn't really help if we can't see where people are dying, where people aren't dying, and where they're not getting damaged where they should be. Really, I think that's more. It's more important that we have the replays back than this, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Almost useful. Okay. Alliance improvements. So they're going to roll out lieutenants in just about 3 weeks. Allow other players in the alliance to do things like invites and kick people out and set roles. And that'll be actually kind of interesting because they plan to remove level restrictions on roles. And they say they're looking into a system for any alliance member to take any role. And again, what they mean by role is the gunner or the armorer or the rocketeer, to give you your alliance bonuses. I think most alliances are pretty top heavy at gunner, and then light everywhere else.
Yeah, I think I've got one armorer, 2 rocketeers, and I think the rest of them all gunners.
Yeah, yeah, we've got a few armorers, and that's the one that I really try to get. And in a way, it seemed like an incentive to get alliances to recruit lower level players, because you could put them in those lower roles. But I guess it wasn't working. So
The trouble is that, as well, people grow so quickly these days. It's kind of finding the right person that fits in your alliance is a lot harder to find the right people in the right sort of group, if you like,
Yeah.
to fit the role.
And quite a few people do jump around quite a lot in the alliances. So where they might have joined you because they've only just started the game and they want to be playing with people and whatnot, have the community aspect. Later on, they might feel that you're not the right group for them after they grow a little, move on to a different group. So you're always going to lose them out of the lower levels eventually. You'd only be able to keep 1 or 2 loyal players constantly like that from start to finish.
yeah,
Yeah, agreed. And the trouble is that once someone's jumped ship from someone else, then you can't put them back in that role that they originally were in. So you're always going to end up getting up to the higher levels, aren't you?
yep,
So yeah, I think it's a really good idea. It's going to help my lot out a lot, being able to move people into different brackets and stuff like that.
yeah. It definitely is going to help the most powerful alliances. I think more than the lesser ones. That the most powerful ones are the where you get a whole bunch of players getting all their points on Monday afternoon, and so being able to spread those points around the different bonuses will help those guys out a lot. The lower end alliances where you maybe have 10, 15 people who get their points. It's not gonna be as helpful for those guys.
No, I mean, in my alliance, I think everybody sort of, it's a one-upmanship. Everybody wants to be first to get their alliance points, so ours tops out pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's only about 20 minutes before we're back up to full gunners bonus again, so when it resets, it's quite funny. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to move them about a bit, definitely.
Yeah, I mean that armor bonus is really nice. It's was it 20% evade or 10% evade, and then another
Yeah,
10 or
it
20%
works out
defense.
quite a high amount, really, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
So, it's going to be good.
yeah.
Really like it. Thumbs up, Pixar.
I'm definitely looking forward to the lieutenant one. My alliance aim, because my girlfriend's hopefully going to make me the lieutenant, since she's the leader. So yeah, they're not looking forward to me being the lieutenant, but I'm looking forward to it, just to annoy the hell out of them.
Yeah, Ewok's already annoying me again. Am I going to get promoted? Am I going to get promoted? I'm like, no.
Oh god, you
I think
can't do that.
originally I said I'll think about it, and then I think the next comment on Facebook was, when I say I'll think about it, what I really mean is I'll think about thinking about it, and then what I mean by saying I'll think about thinking about it is no.
Poor Ewok.
It's fun to bash on your work. Everyone loves doing it. It's alright.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
It's our official THE number 4 rule is that everything is Ewok's fault.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's all his fault, then yeah, carry on bashing him. Okay, next, other whip info. So we complained a little bit about base planner already. Um, so right in the October whip, they said that the base planner improvements that were coming were going to be moved into November. So we got the heat map, and then there's no more mention of base planner improvements. And I think you guys mentioned earlier that guardship placement and waypoints are things that people really want. So still waiting. And
We
then
have That's all I've got to say.
What was that, Irv?
So we can but hope.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love waypoints. That would make bases so much more interesting to hit.
It would, yeah, agreed. Because you can never. The trouble is, it's okay having the like ship movement in your base, but to try and get things to sit right, it takes hours and hours of tweaking it, and sometimes you just can't get it to sit right. So yeah, waypoints would be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll also catch a few people off guard because everyone scouts a base with Nighthawks normally, and if they quickly pop in and pop back out, but the ships move as well. So if they don't move until they see a ship to the waypoints they're meant to, you could get people sort of caught off guard when they go in base fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strategy is good. And then the other thing that was in the whip that kind of offhand was TLCs, time-limited campaigns, have been changing unexpectedly. So they didn't give us any info about them in the whip. They usually give us a schedule. You know, we usually get 2 or 3 a month. They didn't announce any. So we'll just have to keep an eye out on the forums or in our campaign button to see if any TLCs light up.
Can I just make a suggestion? Right. I don't know what everybody else thinks about it, but a VXP campaign would be absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Just rerun something from a previous raid, have it as a VXP thing event, so you get, I don't know, 10,000 VXP per level, 5 levels. That's going to give us a nice bump on our fleets. You know, I think everybody would be happy with that. It's just another
You
thing.
know, yeah, yeah. I was even thinking they could do like rank tokens. You know, if you do a campaign or something and win tokens that you can spend on a ship to bump it up a rank or
Yeah,
5.
you could do that. You'd be saving them a long time though, wouldn't you, until you got up to the high ranks, so that you make the most of it.
Yeah.
Personally, I hate tokens. I think that was a quick fix to the repairs and build times, and then just carried it on. I don't like the token system myself. I'd rather what your rep said about the
Mhm.
campaign, but I mean, especially for people ranking guards, because you've got a lot of slow-moving guards, and when they were trying to move towards the Reaver holdouts or whatever they were called, sorry, uh, someone already got there before them, so a campaign would be great, so everyone gets a chance at a certain time to do them when they have the time to do them.
Yeah, just have a
It's true.
VXP weekend campaign, time limited campaign. I think it'd be an awesome idea. I think loads of people would love it as well. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of people that have been doing it, saying it in chat there. It's a great idea. So, yeah.
Alrighty. And then the prize preview. I couldn't find the original post where it was suggested that maybe it was called the Banana Hammock Turd Flinger. But it is called the Heavy Cruiser is our prize for the next raid. Whole prize.
I'm actually quite disappointed it's not called the Banana Hammock Turd Flinger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could call it the Banana Hammock Turd Flinger.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done. Prize
Okay.
preview. Banana Hammock Turd Flinger.
Yeah.
So it is a direct base hitter called the Banana Hammock Turd Flinger. It's got 6 normal weapon slots and a heavy weapon slot. And that's about all we know other than this picture, which looks a little bit cool, although a bit almost shaded out, like they're
I
trying to
reckon it
keep it.
looks really cool.
Yeah, I think it's maybe shaded out to keep it mysterious. I don't think
Yeah,
it's going to be all black.
yeah, I think it's nice. Looks good, good looking shit. To be honest, in my opinion, that looks like it's got 3 heavy weapon slots on there to me.
With the indents in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe. Because yeah, I mean, in the game, the way the game is right now, 6 weapon slots isn't enough. Not even close. the weapons that people are using are too light.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what it's going to be matched with, I think ballistics might make a comeback, possibly. I don't know. Heavy cruiser, cruisers in the past have been, either, nuclear orientated or they've been ballistic orientated. We've just had
Yeah.
What if
cruisers.
it's what if it's corrosive orientated? If it's going to match with the Scourge at all? Maybe 6 weapon slots is all you need on it for a new Scourge weapon that might come out with it.
Yeah, I think that we'll probably get a draconian version of the arbalist with it, I would have thought. And then possibly either an irradiated or a corrosive tipped version, which is the heavy weapon.
Mm. Maybe.
That's just my, prediction on it. I might be completely wrong.
Yeah.
I usually am. But
Now the other thing that I see on this picture is that little glowing bit in the back looks kind of like a field generator. So maybe this is like a limited version and it'll be some kind of field like a frostburn or something.
yeah, maybe. But it's like the V2Cs and stuff have got like the cryo reactor in the back, haven't they, as well? So it could be something to do with that.
Mm.
Yeah, who knows? It
Yeah.
does look cool though.
It does look cool.
Yeah, it's got my interest a little bit.
I always like how the Draconian ships modelled. The graphics on them look the best out of the Forsaken and Reavers and the Draconian. They always look the best out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Time for screw ups.
Well, Mikey Rogers thinks that's the kitchen in the back there.
Oh, it's the kitchen, the galley. On a ship, it's called the galley. So get it right. So screw ups, nothing too surprising. I think this whole XP problem is, it's just indicative of a screw up. Obviously, kicks I thought it was important enough to fix, but it also been going on for a while, so there's that. After last week's show, someone pointed out that I didn't comment on base attack playback being broken. It's been broken for a while, and I think I commented on it before, but in the category of things that are still broken, notifications have been broken for maybe even years, and then player base attack playback is still broken for many. Myself and Burnin.
Tiger Shark dive time.
Oh, the Tiger Shark dive time. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's still broken. Fix it.
Yep. Yep. Well, the thing that bugs me about notifications is Kixeye has my email address. They send me emails, and they send me emails that, a day and a half after somebody hits me, they'll send me an email that that person is open and available for attack. But I don't get the notification that my base was being hit. So,
I might be being cynical here, but they want you to know that he's available for attack so that you can go and attack him and coin your fleet. And they also don't want to let you know you've been hit because they want you to coin your guard repair.
Yeah, I guess.
Would be my guess. I don't know, but
Occasionally, I do get the one saying that I've been attacked. I get that more often than saying that guy's unbubbled. So I got hit 4 times last night, and I got one notification that the 3rd guy hit me. Nothing about the 1st, 2nd, or 4th. So
Weird.
it seems a bit random whether they send them or not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've had on for God knows how long, really, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I think today I got one of those, this player is available for attack from someone who hadn't even hit me, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, I went and wiped out an alliance earlier on, and in my battle log, every single name was wrong on the battle log. It was just random people.
Yeah.
You attacked such and such a body, and was like, well, no one ever. Who the hell was that? I don't even know. I haven't even seen them.
Yeah.
So, but, it's another thing that's broken.
Yep.
That's still quite an old one. I mean, I used to
Yeah,
get that
it's
quite often.
broken. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one in a while, but I used to get that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's back with a vengeance.
Hmm.
All 14 of the hits earlier on in a row.
Okay. Bubbles were broken after the update and might still be broken. I know on Tuesday when I finished Dragon Strike after the update, my bubble was not extended. And then, because it should have gotten reset to 12 hours. And then, although today it did work for that after Dragon Strike. And then I'm hearing reports that people's bubbles are not popping when they're hitting bases.
Yeah, I can confirm that that is the case. That people were hitting bases last night and their bubbles weren't going down. And on some occasions, bubbles weren't going up either.
Delightful.
Yeah, there's someone in chat that says he'd done the campaign an hour ago. This was quite far into the chat at the start, and it is still happening. Oh, sorry, no, my bad, no, that's a different one. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say it worked for me today with Dragon Strike. I got my 12 hours.
There is an issue as well that I know that a few of my guys have still got with not having a timer on their bubbles, so they don't know when it pops. They'll have to refer back to their battle log.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give them a rough idea. So that is another thing.
And then yet another screw up. The second Deadeye Ballista is being awarded, which most people are not pleased with. So, Irf, you said someone in your alliance had that happen to them today? I heard
Yes,
about it last week.
Felix is not a happy bunny. I do believe that if he was across the pond, he would be travelling down to the Kixeye office to go and kick somebody in the nuts. As a minimum, I think.
All right, let's all do a thought experiment. Everybody close your eyes and imagine kicking Will Harbin right in the nuts. Just think about it. Yeah.
I don't want to because
That's perfect.
Yeah, come on, it's fun.
you're enjoying that far too much, Larry.
People being hit in the nuts is funny. It just is. I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos, they had a whole TV show based on people getting hit in the nuts. It was great.
Gas was just put in comms. They won't let you in. I tried to visit them.
Excuse me, my foot has an appointment with Will Harbin's nutsack.
So I did post a picture quite a while back of their office right outside it, saying how shit they were on the Alliance group.
Lord Italian says I'd have to use Kiss spiked steel-toed boots.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
All right.
He says maybe I should hit him with my crystal ball.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go.
And then the breakthrough we talked about, the whole skins changeable through the dock. We all like it. Although, I guess if you're not really into skins, then you don't really care about that they're free now, but I think it's good. I mean, I think it was a little poke. You spend money on a skin, and then you gotta, screw around in your shipyard to change it. That was not good.
Yeah, it was a bit crap. I'd like to add something to the breakthrough. I know it's not necessarily this week, but there has been a thread on the forum posted about how appreciative the lower and mid-level players are that kick size changed to the armadas for spawning uranium. And I just want to say, good on your kits. You've thought about the lower level players as well with the armadas, so I'll give you a pat on the back for that.
I saw one. I mean, I agree with that, definitely, because obviously I think there's a lot of players who are willing to prep these armadas since they're so easy to do, for a lot of players, and so that helps out the lower levels who can, get on and ask for a little help. Um, I did see one person though complain that he used to be able to hit level 50 uh, dredges, and now he can't, and he can't hit these 60 armadas, and he's just hosed. But join the community and get some buddies. Get with the program.
And I'll quite gladly prep you some as long as I can smash your base afterwards.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Just thought I'd add that in there.
Yeah.
Tap me up on Facebook, I'll sort it out.
Earth. Yeah. So yeah.
Grumpy Pirates just put in, I thought that thread started out really sarcastically, and it did, to be honest, but the amount of people that came to defend the action going through it just proved about how many people were enjoying it, to be fair. I mean, normally on the forums, a lot of people go there to complain. You won't hear all the good comments because people are playing when there's good things happening. But when something bad goes wrong, everyone's straight on the forums complaining. But to be honest, quite a few came out and said they enjoyed the armadas compared to the dredges. Just takes a bit of tweaking to some fleets, and a lot of advice have gone out on how to beat them quite easily over the forums, especially in the strategy section. So have a look in there. You'll see some good ways of defeating them for quite low damage.
Yep. Yep.
It's always a good idea to check out the strategy pages in the forum. As well, we post videos all of the time of how to do things for free and, minimal damage on a PPC page. Check that out as well. You'll never know what you'll find on there because we're always sticking lots of random stuff up on there. Like scatterguns on Tiger Sharks, doing drag bases for free, which sent everybody into a bit of a craze, I think. With scatterguns, I don't think I've ever seen a weapon used so widely as a scattergun is now. So, yeah, just check it out. We'll do our best to figure things out for you and make some videos up and stuff like that. So, check it out, and obviously watch the shows as well. On Fridays we do community shows in which we share a lot of tips with people from the community. And sometimes there's people that are on there that have got different tips than what we've got. So we've got set amount of fleets, and they've got different fleets, and between a lot of us, we can sort of sort it out. So yeah. Has anybody got anything they would like to discuss? Or not?
Speak up in chat. I've said my piece.
Didn't like it.
Nothing. Dead air.
Didn't like it. So, Larry, are you going to be doing anything on your blog this week?
On my which fleet?
On your blog this week?
I want to do an article about DPS and deflection and how to use it how it works and how to use it effectively. I've mentioned it a few times, and I don't know if you guys are sick of it already, but I've got this new fleet that I really like that I didn't even really plan, which is it's a Hunter, a Neptune, 2 Rhinos, and an Aegis. And I originally designed the fleet where I was going to have 3 Rhinos and the Aegis, and then swap back and forth between the Hunter and the Neptune, depending on what target I was hitting, and take advantage of the assault deflection on the Hunter or the siege deflection on the Neptune. But with one of my Rhinos being rotated through refit to get my to get armor on it, I've been running it with the 2 Rhinos and both of those tanks, and the fleet's just awesome. I'll do strongholds, 85 strongholds, and I'll bring the Hunter forward against the ships, and then I'll bring the Neptune forward against all the turrets, and just if you drive it well, it takes so little damage. I mean, the Neptune barely gets scratched. And so I was thinking about doing an article, just going through the details on that DPS and deflection, and then showing a video of me doing an 85 and how you can really use it in practice. So there's that. And then the other thing, and I just saw the question come up in chat about the difference between 6 Charons and 6 sticks. The thing that I've been getting Facebook messages is how should I build my Tiger Sharks? And with sticks torps or Charon torps, and then what to use as a 4th special, and that could probably use a little math. The sticks with their corrosive can do a lot more damage. They have about double the DPS per weight, but I don't know. I'm still kind of torn. I do want to start Tiger Sharks soon, and I still don't know how I'm going to build mine. So I might do some math and share it with the community when I get that done. So there.
All right. Burnin, are you hosting this week's Friday show?
Yes, I can host this week's Friday show. So if anyone is looking to get on the panel at all, message me or Alf, and he should let me know, and we'll see if we can get a full show going.
Yeah, cool. Also, you can message the BPC page. You all have access to it. So if you message us, the message will get through. So if you do want to be on the show, just message us and we'll get it sorted for you. It's the same time as usual. So Friday, same time as today. So it'll be 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, and midnight UK time. For any of you that were interested.
All you need is a working mic and play BP. That's all you need.
Yeah. Anything else we've got from the thing? Any news on a skin store? No idea.
Yeah.
Is the answer to that?
It would be nice though, because there were quite a few skins which were selling, so it would be nice to have sort of store if you want to go back and purchase some of the old ones. Like, I want the Canadian one now, since I've got an American flag and the British flag. I want the Canadian one just to finish the fleet off.
What do we speculate the damage to point ratio is going to be for the raid? Interesting. From one of the videos that we saw from the preview server, it looks like there's quite a lot of ships in there. So
big targets, yeah.
They do look as if they can be prepped out quite well. So I wouldn't like to speculate. Depending on what fleets you use, it's going to be wildly different. But and obviously depending on which set you hit as well. So, but it looks pretty good.
Were there any of those Draconian Arbalists? I didn't watch the full video. I just watched a couple minutes. Did you see any of those?
I don't think I did see any of those. I think it was mostly sort of harriers and blades and stuff like that.
All right.
But to be honest, everything's subject to change on the preview server, so you never know, you might see them. But don't do what some people do, is throw in every single fleet to a new raid, get them all killed off, go complain on the forums and say I quit and all this. Use some strategy behind it, take your time, have a look at the targets, see what moves where, see what you can prep out. You've got enough time to do it.
Or do what I do and watch everybody throw fleets at it and then decide what I'm going to do.
Well, you know, Burnin, that is my #1 thing, is that happens every month. And somebody says, oh, I killed every single fleet, and now I'm done with the raid. It's like, obviously you're doing it wrong, you know?
Sit back, watch other people doing it, you know, learn from their damage, not yours.
And again, people will always post videos after a couple of hours into it or a day into it. People will always post videos on ways of doing it.
Someone always finds a trick, so be patient, don't rush out. Don't stick all your fleets in. Let somebody else get the damage before you do. That's our tips for the raid.
Yep. Urf will take the damage before you do.
More than
And then
likely.
And then he's going to hit your base.
Well, someone did take up the offer earlier, where you can hit his base if you prep a couple for him. Can't remember who it was now.
That's nice. I do like that. I'll have to go back through and sort that out.
Yeah.
So, anyway, guys, I think that's us for tonight. Thank you very much for coming. As always, good to see you guys in chat, and good to hear from you. We shall be around Friday. Burnin's going to host up, so we're going to be cool for that. What we'll do is I'll try and make some videos over the raid and stick them up if we can get some bits and pieces done. And yeah, so that's about it really. Join us next week for our Wednesday show as well for all of the update info. And we shall see you all again soon.
Good night, everybody.
See you Friday.
Laters.